Good afternoon. This was a productive day for us. We've got a special guest coming in this evening to talk to the team, Roman Oben, who spent many years in the NFL, now works for the NFL office. And I'm sure he's going to have a great message for our players. And we're looking forward to hearing it. I know the players are excited as I am. Questions?
What's the connection there?
Roman lives in state now, and I've gotten to know him a little bit. I know he has a relationship with E.J. Barthel as well. So he's been down to practice. I've met him before and had some great conversations with him. So, when we knew he was working in the NFL office, we said, hey, this is an opportunity for us to put somebody in front of our players who's been where they want to be and did it in a very classy way. And I think, like I said, I don't have all the specifics of his message, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good one.
Coach, can you talk about Muller and his versatility, being able to plug him in at either center or guard, and what that's meant, especially in the rotation you're going to have?
I think it's important. You can't ever have enough guys that can snap the ball and let you operate. That position can become an issue in a hurry if you don't. Chris did a great job last year of learning that position and now playing it probably better than he ever has. I would be very confident. If ultimately he ended up being the starting center, I would be very confident that he would be able to do a good job. And if not, it's nice to have a guy who's played as many games as he has, who can go in if you need him to.
Kyle, the policies that were widely reported on and are on your school website, were you aware of those policies before?
I can't really comment on anything. I got to be respectful to the university process, and I'm sure there'll be a statement after the process concludes.
Well, as a coach, are you as happy to see the end of camp as the players generally are? What are your feelings as camp ends? It means a new chapter, right?
Yeah, as coaches, I think we always wish we had a couple more weeks. We'd like to have that, but it is exciting that we're getting closer to game time. And I mentioned that to the players after practice today. We're closing in on game week and being in that stadium. And I've said this many times before, in a sport where we only get 12 opportunities guaranteed to us every year, every one of them is special. And to have the first one at home for the first time in my career as a head coach makes it even a little more special for me.
When it comes to game planning for a new coaching staff, do you have to go back and watch Virginia State and Richmond? How do you? You
do. You really have no choice. You have to try to collect film wherever you can and get a feel for what their coordinators are going to do. But at the same time, knowing that they don't have to do that either. So it's a situation where you go into the first game, you had better be ready for anything that they could do. Then you really have to have your rules hold up.
Coach, how about Nelson's progression at the center position?
Very pleased. I'm very pleased with Derek and how he's produced in training camp. Derek's a high motor guy, high energy, excellent communicator. A lot of the attributes you want in a center.
What have you seen from Hayden in the 2 days, I guess, since at least he knows he's starting the opener? Has he responded?
I think he's done a good job. He had a nice 2-minute drive at the end of the game. Gave us an opportunity to kick a field goal. We got it blocked, but he gave us an opportunity to get down there into field goal range and kick it. So I've seen progress. I've seen progress since the second scrimmage. I think both quarterbacks really have progressed, but your question was about Hayden specifically, and I think he's done a good job.
Is there a way you can quantify just how far he's come since the spring? Because he looked a little rusty in the spring.
I think it's night and day from the spring. Yeah, I knew that the spring was going to be really hard on him. He didn't have the fall to be on the field running our offense, and to go out there and the other part that makes spring tricky is you don't play every day. You play every other day. In training camp, you play every day, just about every day. So that helps you learn. That helps your learning curve as well.
Coach, you have a lot of walk-ons going to contribute this year. Can you just talk about how that process continues and the tradition that it brings?
It's an important process. You think about guys like Gary Brackett, Sean O'Hara, Howard Barbieri, Kevin Brock, Michael Burton. Over the years, so many of those walk-ons have not only become guys who've been productive in our program, but they've become captains, and a lot of them have moved on to the NFL. It's important in college football that you have a fertile walk-on program, and we have, and we've got some guys at the tight end position right now that have come through that program and are doing a really good job for us.
With the exception of the early enrollee freshmen, are there any June enrollee freshmen that have jumped to your mind as possible playing this year?
Jarius Adams had a good training camp. I think right now, as we put the sub packages in, he's going to be a guy that's going to be getting reps. I don't know if we've made a decision beyond that, quite yet, but I'm excited about how he's looked.
Najee Clayton, how much catch-up does he have to do, and what do you like about him, and what does he bring to the team?
He's got a lot of catching up to do. It's hard to roll in here to mid-third week of training camp and just step on the field and go. But he'll do that. He'll work hard at it. He's an explosive athlete, a downhill player, a very physical football player. He'll fit in very well with our defense. It'll just take him a little time.
2 more questions?
Coach, have you made a decision at the center position? And if not, when do you plan to do so?
We haven't made a final decision yet, but if we played today, Derek would be the starting center.
You have fun yesterday at the pool party?
Had a great time. It's an awesome day every year. First-year player talent show. Always is interesting. It was a good day. Thank you.